the Rivera case raises a question about whether this is first or second degree burglary. So we've learned in our statute that there really is only one way that you're only going to be liable for a second degree burglary. And that's when you enter into a place with the intention of committing a crime that is neither a setup for regular habitation or is not, or rather, and is not occupied at all. So, if you go into a place where people just aren't home right now, but they regularly live, then you're still guilty of first degree burglary. If you go into a place where people don't regularly live, but they're there now, then you're also guilty of first degree burglary. So in order to only be convicted of second degree burglary, it has to be something like a gas station at night, something where no one is there. And so the question then in Rivera is, how do we go about interpreting a situation like this one, where you've got a very large house that's been converted into a multi-family dwelling, but in the basement, you've got a storage area. And it was the storage area that the defendant broke into. Well, one of the easy parts of the Rivera case is that while the defendant was there, one of the residents is actually his sister, who has a restraining order against him. This seems to be a long, complicated family history. The sister enters into the storage area and he threatens to use a weapon against her. So one of the prongs of the burglary statute that would elevate this to first degree murder is pretty obvious, that there was someone present during his unlawful entry. She arrived later, but she was present during his time unlawfully in the basement of this apartment complex or house converted to multi-unit dwelling, 3 apartments. But then there's another question. Is this basement part of, is this fit for habitation? It's not accessible from any of the 3 apartments. It's only accessible from the outside. The court says that's not itself dispositive. And the court looks at the nature of this basement storage area. And this basement storage area has a television, it has a bed, washer and dryer, and a portable radio. Someone could sleep there. Someone could stay overnight there. And so the court says that this basement is habitable. This is a place where people can engage in overnight accommodation. And so even if the sister hadn't showed up, the defendant could have been rightly convicted of one of the burglary prongs that is sufficient for first degree burglary.